You had also
I
Minnesota.
Minnesota College. I had Virginia Tech up against Rockford. I was +4. I didn't know Rockford was going to be on the other side. I was +4 in that game and was winning, I think, by 14 at the half, thinking, oh, easy winner. And then they come all the way back, and of course, what happens? It goes to overtime. And how many times have I told you? And we talked on this show. You can never be getting enough points in overtime. And 4.5. Of course, Florida State wins by 9. Good for Rockford, good for people, who played Rockford, and I hope you played the Rockford side. But I'm not gonna sit here and just drown my sorrows in my one loss, because it wasn't just me. Because Brian, Joey both doubled down on Mississippi,
Right.
which was a covered, not an outright winner, but they covered, and uh, I forget what the other
Oh,
plays were.
Daniel Wages had Akron first half. That was easy.
Oh, was it okay? I was
Yeah,
flying, so I didn't
that,
actually
I
look
mean,
at
we
that
got
one.
a team right now with you're in. I mean, the stuff you're getting, Brian, and then now we added Joey Casano, Daniel Wages. We are just lighting it up.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and we hope it's going to continue. It's really hard to believe it can continue this kind of pace, but even if we can, keep it at like a 60% pace or so, that would still be, very profitable, especially with our dog money lines.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we got Florida Rick in the house. I'm Frank Perez. We got to take a timeout. We'll be back in 3 minutes. We're going to have great stuff again today. Let's hope we can just stay on the heater. Back in 3.
Hey guys, your prostate should be the last thing on your mind, but the fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostate1perday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Hey, it's Mom. Somebody forgot to thaw the chicken, so meet us at Chili's for 3 for $10. Oh, and congratulate your sister on her report card. It's not great, but this time she didn't try to hide it from us. Oh, and remember, tonight's your dad's goatee intervention. Love you. See you at Chili's.
Come in now for Chili's 3 for $10. Starter, entree, and drink for just $10. With entrees like hand-battered chicken crispers, and for a limited time, our mouth-watering sirloin steak topped with garlic butter. Together, we Chili's. Available at participating locations only.
All right, folks, we are back. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Florida Rick here in the studio. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can catch us on the American Forces Network, iHeartRadio. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Also at Twitter. Yesterday, Rick, just to give everybody their credit, boy, because I tell you, the Fifth Street team has been unbelievable. Okay, we'll start with Joey Casano at joeycasano.com. He comes in with Mississippi winner. His protege, or I would think like one of his friends or people that he's been doing business with, Daniel Wages, awesome again. Akron, first half, -1.5 winner. Rick, I can't believe the last time you lost an NBA game. You had Houston and Memphis, 2 money line W's there. Minnesota in college, money line winner. There's so many games. I think we only lost 2. I think, right? We lost.
I lost Virginia Tech, but Rockford won that.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not sure what other game lost.
Yeah, but even look at the Virginia Tech. Exactly what you said. That was such a bad beat. Getting 4 and 4.5, and then as soon as it went into overtime, I go, here it is, boy. Rick, we can never get enough points in overtime. So that was a bad beat for our only loss. But then Brian came in with Hampton, -10.5, 11. They only won by 6, but really he was never in good shape in that game.
I never knew what happened with that game. Actually, I never.
Yeah. They were up by 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end, they won by 6. Okay, we lost that one. Gosh, I just can't. Everything else we hit. Rockford hit over in that game. He got lucky there. We were just. We've been on fire for our little show and the people we have now. When we added two more with Casano and Wages, your stuff. Now here comes the conference tournaments. They start tonight, right?
Yeah. Actually, I believe there were a couple that started last night, but more start tonight and then tomorrow as well. And you know what I'm thinking? Just going back to the previous statement, is a lot of people out there haven't heard of us yet, and so forth. But I'm thinking, remember Dr. Bob, the handicapper / tout, or he was kind of a guy who started out of his basement, out of nowhere, and the word got out how good he was and how good he was doing, and all of a sudden he became like the biggest guy in the sports handicapping world. And I'm kind of thinking, soon that's going to start happening with us, where its word's going to get out and to spread like wildfire. And I don't know what's going to happen, but if we continue this blistering pace, which that's a big if, but if we do, we'll see where we end up. But,
yeah, maybe not this hot, but like you got to understand, even for our little show that we do here in our studio, okay, we don't have the suit and ties. We don't sit there breaking down all kinds of stats and useless trends and against the spread and everything. We find winners. You find the money line public bets that the public is on it, yet it's still moving the other way. I love that one. I think one of our listeners got it wrong, where he just thought we were just fading the public. It's not fading the public. It's the public keeps betting on a thing, and the sharps just keep taking it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that we've discussed multiple times. There's not just fading the public. There's fading the public in certain extreme situations, and in those type of situations, in those games over the years, those are probably the biggest winning percentages out there of any games, when the public is really big on one side and the line movement is actually going the other way. Exactly. Those hit at a percentage that's just off the charts, and you don't find those games every day. In fact, they're kind of rare, but when you do, you kind of want to go all out and double down or triple down, take the rubber band off your bankroll, as you tend to say.
Exactly. See, that's what I mean. Now, to our listeners, is okay. You see Rick with all his sharp info, Brian with great analogies. I jump in there once in a while. Now we've added Casano and Wages. We got Rockford. We fade America's Worst Better. We're gonna be bringing in another guy too, the Cooler. This guy's worse than America's Worst Better, which is great. When you find a guy that bets straight up and he's such a loser, he's even more valuable than following a winner, fading this type of a loser. Now, I know we don't sit here with our suit and ties and all these analysis and spreadsheets, but guys, the stuff we give you, AAF, unders, a lot of obscure stuff, weird games, weird analogies, but we're just about winning money.
Yeah, and you give out UFC picks every so often, and those win almost every time. We don't even discuss them when you give them out. It's just a win. Like, it's going to win. You don't even have to have a full conversation about it, because it just wins, and then you just go on to the next day, and it's never mentioned again. But the few of those you've given, I don't know if you've ever lost one.
No, I did lose one. I remember, but like last Friday, I had those 2 dogs. Now I've been sharing that with Joey. I share that with Brian and you, Las Vegas Chris. So it's like we're a show that we're not with all the all this fine-tuned studios and analogies and this running back on turf against this. We're just about who's going to get the cash. And so far, I don't think we can keep up this pace. It's a little too blistering, but I don't know why we cannot continue to start doing good. We got a great team.
Yeah, and like I've said before, this isn't just the last couple of weeks. The last few weeks have been off the charts, but you go back to football season and you see what we were doing then, where we weren't going 75%. No, but we were definitely winning consistently on a week in week out basis. And it just, as we got into conference tournament play, like I said, or conference play in the NCAA, what I was telling you at the beginning of NCAA season, I don't like early in the season, never really do well. But once we get into conference play, that's when we hit our stride, and we always do much better. And this year, I don't know if we've had a better year than we have this year. But the NBA, once we get into form in the NBA, things are going right there too. So, it's just all coming together at once. And like you said, it's not just me, it's not just you, or it's everyone. It seems like they're hitting their stride all at once, and
right.
It's just for everyone that's listening. Yeah,
we're gonna keep searching, Rick. I mean, as soon as you and Brian find somebody, or we do the analysis on somebody that's a long-term winner or good, I'm gonna always try to invite them and be a part of our team. Folks, here's the thing: is we charge you $0 for this stuff. We're not these handicappers. Send in this, and we're gonna go 20-1. We want to be a media company. We charge you $0. It's entertainment. Sometimes you got to put up with our bad jokes or some of our little stuff to get to the picks, but got to pay a little bit of a price. But we're trying to be a media company. But we charge you $0, and I can guarantee you that our W's and our information and our winning percentages is far above all of these guys with the suit, the ties, the professional studios charging you exuberant amounts of money that barely even hit 50% or anything on these marquee, ridiculously tough games to win that are on TV. We give you stuff from everywhere, and here comes baseball season. But Rick, I got us a baseball guy. I didn't, I was going to turn you guys on to this, but I'm going to bring him in for baseball. This guy is a 14-year proven winner. He works for I cannot reveal his source, but he's from Atlanta, 14-year proven winner, off the charts.
I can't wait. I didn't know about this. This is a surprise to me too.
It's a bonus, you guys. We're going to get better. And if you guys want to watch us, you want to make some money, or you can watch these other guys. They're going to charge you $399 and go 48%. Good, God bless you. Watch us, put up with our bad jokes and some of our stuff, but we make a lot of money, and I'm really glad. I told you when I was I'm not really a Facebook guy, but I'm going through Facebook and I see this Joey Cassano, and I watched 3 or 4 of his videos. I said, this guy is absolutely perfect. Knows his stuff. Doesn't have a suit and tie. Talks about winning. He's low key, not hustling, not a scam. I said that's when I said, and then. We bring him in, to help us because he's going to be here Monday. We bring him into the show, and what is he? He gets us a bonus, Daniel Wages. Come on, man.
Yeah, those guys' percentages since they started have been crazy. I haven't charted it personally, but I know it's somewhere along the lines of maybe that 70% range or so, if not a little bit higher. And he's once you get to the smaller conferences, I know they sometimes play like the Southern Utahs and the Hamptons and so forth. Once they play those games, it's even higher. So
exactly.
Yeah, these guys only add a lot more to our show and to our viewing audience.
Exactly. And I know Joey's given me 9-0 the last 3 Sundays. But folks, when we come back, coming up, Rick, we're going to start talking about the conference tournament start now, and Rick is going to give us some of the previews and strategies that he likes. So we are going to go on a break. Back in 3 minutes. Fifth Street Sports.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
All right, folks, we're back. Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can also catch us on the American Forces Network. Thank you, guys. We appreciate everything you do for us. iHeartRadio. We're also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. I have in the house my co-host, Florida Rick. I'm Frank Perez. Now, folks, what today starts a different kind of the basketball. We're starting the minor conference tournaments. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, we start the major ones. But Rick is going to break down some of the strategies and some of the things that we use in these minor conferences on how we can get an edge and maybe make some money on this.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you said, Frank. Today starts a couple of smaller conference tournaments, and from here until the end of next weekend, we're going to have nonstop conference tournament games. The next week, for the most part, will be all the bigger conferences, the ACCs, the power conferences, the SECs, the Big Tens, the Pac-12s. So that'll be next week. In the meantime, what we have are tonight, for example, the Ohio Valley Conference, the Northeast Conference, and there was one other smaller conference going on tonight. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, so the Horizon, that's what it is, the Horizon. Now, these are the bottom teams of these conferences playing just to advance to the quarterfinals or so to play, the top, get in with the top 4, top 8 teams. So what we've been doing for the last 15, 16 years, the way we assess these conference tournaments in basketball is we see it as these smaller conference teams, they know they have one chance to make the NCAA tournament, and that's to win their conference tournament. So they get into play, and their strategy, a lot of times it changes from their regular season strategy, and rather than maybe playing a little reckless, playing a faster style, they tend to slow it down. They want to hold on to that ball. They don't want to turn it over. They treasure each possession. They play very meticulous, deliberate, and the games, because of that, the slow style, the tough defense is much tougher. Come these conference tournaments, games tend to go under, and we like playing tournament unders in these small conference games, and we've been doing it for many years, and it's been a profitable venture. The totals over the years have moved to the under, so you're not getting as high numbers as you get maybe even 7 or 8 years ago. You'll notice that maybe, for example, in an Ohio Valley night, you're getting totals of 145, 146, where maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago those totals were 151, 152. But we still think it's profitable. Maybe not as much as it was back then, but these games, they're not as fun to watch either. It's one of those things you just want to watch the scoreboard, and most of them aren't on TV anyway. But once you get to the big conferences, which begin next Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll start seeing the first and second rounds of the ACCs, the Big Tens, the SECs, the Big 12. It's a whole different ballgame, because in those conferences now, like for example, the SEC and ACC and Big Ten this year, they're going to get between 7 and 9 teams each conference. So more than half those teams are already in the tournament. They're not going to be playing that same type of style, and those games, if anything, tend to be a little bit more overs than unders. They're playing maybe even a little bit more freer, than in the past. And the bottom feeders of those conferences, the Vanderbilts, the Wake Forests, those teams never have a shot anyway. They do have one chance to make the tournament, but it's no chance, because they'd have to beat like a Duke, a North Carolina, and a Virginia if they want to, for example, if they wanted to go to the tournament. So, you don't really factor in the unders when talk about the big tournaments. It's really just for the small tournaments. And I don't know if we've talked to you about this in the past or not, but it's something that we've looked at for many years. Did you ever employ it back in the day?
Yeah, I remember Brian talking to me a little bit about this, but now that you cleared it up, so basically what we're saying is, like, tonight starts these 3 minor conferences. Brian and I used to call them like the Cinderella conferences, because this is where one of these teams, their only chance for the whole year is to want to be the little darling of the Cinderella. And they can get there because, nobody's that great in any of these conferences. Like, you're right, Wake Forest is not beating Duke, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Right.
Sorry, it's just not going to it's probably not going to happen. But Siena or whatever, they can beat 2 or 3 of those little teams. It's no big deal, and it's their only shot. So the strategy you're saying to use, and it makes sense, is in these little conferences, since these little potential miracle or Cinderella teams, this is their only hope at making this tournament. They all are playing very tight, very nervous, very, right?
Yeah, and the defense is extra hard too. So you're seeing guys on the ball at all times. You're not seeing them lose their defenders as much, and the coaches are just in their ear nonstop, and they're not going to let them have have any instances of kind of daydreaming and so forth. And it's just such a money maker over the course of the last 15 years that it's hard to stop it, even though the totals have moved, like I said, maybe a few points over the last 7 or 8 years.
No, and it makes sense. So, Rick, but what you're saying is that this strategy is good in these minor tournaments, but starting next Tuesday, when you get into major tournaments with the double buys and the big teams, all this goes out the window. We're not talking about that, right?
I agree. Yes, we would tend to leave those out. You maybe in like the first round when you have the Wake Forest playing the Boston College, I can see doing those because they're still kind of like the 2 Cinderellas going against each other until the winner plays Duke or Virginia. So maybe you can employ it then. But yeah, once you get into all the top 8 teams in those conferences, the quarterfinals, and of course semifinals, no way. You just forget about that. Right. And if anything, if you really want action, I would only go over at those points, because they treat it more like an all-star game than the Cinderellas.
Right. So now tonight we have 3 of these little conferences. So and then in the next few days, all of them start dripping in, right? All of the other, these little minor conferences where you think you're going to get the Lightning and a Jug team, right?
Yep. Yep, those start happening every day, and then starting Saturday will be ESPN's championship week. When you'll get every single day from this Saturday until next Sunday, you'll get numerous conference championships, on ESPN or ESPN2, ESPNU, and then each one of those championships, the winner is going to go to the NCAA tournament. So that's why they've built championship week as their big week every year for the last 25, 30 years. It's such a fun week too. You see all these Cinderellas, like teams that maybe in like the Horizon League, you'll see a team like Wisconsin-Milwaukee, who's like a 6 seed and had like a 12-16 record, and they're playing for the conference championship with a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. To play in the first round against Duke or Virginia or Gonzaga.
Yeah. So now, folks, if you're listening, watching, or something, please take notes of this, because these tournaments that start tonight, and all in these little minor and mini and major and offshoot tournaments where you have to beat like 3 teams that none of them are ever really any good, but you can still make the same tournament as if Wake Forest had to beat 3 major teams to make. They're playing tight. This is their chance. They're nervous. All of these conferences, we're going to tend to bet them under the whole way because of the strategies and things that Rick was just talking about. But now, remember, when it gets back to Tuesday or Wednesday and the big boys are back on, all this is off. So we're looking at these conferences. So, Rick, like tonight, some of these teams that play tonight in this thing, as soon as they lose this game, they're done for the year, right?
That's it. This is the last game of the season. Yeah. Some of those, the better teams in these small conferences, they'll make the NIT or CBI or CIT, but none of these teams will, because these are all the like 7th to 10th place teams. So these teams aren't going anywhere. The careers will be over. And what's actually interesting too, and I'm sure you know this because you live in Vegas, Vegas every year has, I believe, 4 conference tournaments. Yeah. They have the West Coast Conference, they have the WAC, they have the Pac-12 now, and there's the Mountain West. So they have 4 conference tournaments every year, and the first one actually starts tomorrow night at Orleans Arena. The West Coast Conference, the 8-9 game and the 7-10 game are tomorrow night at Orleans Arena for the West Coast Conference. So I think we might actually try to go to that doubleheader. I mean, it's 2 kind of horrible games, but number 1, you can bet on them, and number 2, it's fun. We don't get to see these conference tournaments down in South Florida.
Well, I mean, you say they're horrible games, because they probably are if you were just a fan. But let me ask you something like this: does a horrible college basketball game that you can bet on, is it still more exciting than 2 soccer teams going 0-0 after an hour, after 2.5 hours? What's more exciting?
I'm with you on this one. I think we're against Nick and Andrew, but yeah, I believe the Pepperdine Pacific 72-70 game would be more exciting than 0-0 Liverpool versus AC Milan. Yeah.
I mean, at least when you're watching, like the scoreboard changes. Some of these scoreboards you don't even really need to change. I mean, really, like if you were a scoreboard person that had to do it manually, like at Fenway Park, and it was in a soccer stadium, like you only need to buy a 0 and a 1, maybe a 2 that you could just share with. Once in a while, somebody will scare 2, so you don't really have to go for a lot in numbers if you're putting them on the thing,
No.
Buy a 0, 2 1s, and then keep a 2. Like you can keep it like as a group 2. Like once in a while, somebody's going to get that too.
That probably would be the easiest job if they had a manual scorekeeper, like at Fenway Park at a soccer stadium. He sleeps throughout the whole game, and then
could you imagine?
Someone
No. Now, seriously, could you imagine this? You're a manual scorekeeper, like in the 30s, 40s, with no electronics. And they say to you, do you want to be like in a basketball game, a football game, even a baseball game, or a soccer game? And I would say, well, I'll take the soccer game, because in the soccer game, okay, you have to change every time somebody scores. You just go up there and you just take a nap, and every once in a while, every couple of 2 or 3 games, somebody will nudge you and say, hey, come on, Frank, somebody scored. And
then yeah, you would get paid for basically doing nothing. That would be the ultimate sleep on the job type of job, right?
Unbelievable. But, folks, when we come back, it is now Talk You Can Bet On. We just delivered some of the strategies. That's a general strategy. Under in all these major conferences. We got to take a timeout. This is Fifth Street Sports, back with Florida Rick and Frank Perez.
And now today's Bob Evans foodie lesson. nostalgic eating. Did you know there's a strong link between sense and emotional memory? The smell of different foods can evoke vivid and detailed emotional memories of our past. For example, the scent of a deep-fried corn dog may remind us of a state fair in the summer. Because odor-evoked memories tend to be positive, the smell improves the mood and produces feelings of social connectedness. And now a word from Bob Evans.
You're the family chef, but with homework, practices, email, getting a good meal on the table is tough. Sometimes the best choice is the easy choice. Delicious Bob Evans mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, made with ingredients like real milk, butter, potatoes, and cheese. Bob Evans sides are ready in the microwave in 6 minutes, and they're the perfect complement to any meal. Once your family tries them, it'll be love at first bite. Get Bob Evans sides today in the refrigerated section at your favorite grocery store.
Bob Evans. Down on the farm.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And you know, when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
All right, folks, Fifth Street Sports, we are back. It is Talk You Can Bet On, the final segment, which we always give out everything that we believe we can make some money on and help all our viewers and listeners. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Florida Rick on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Let me start off with, hey, Daniel, by the way, I got your message from Andrew. Yes, I will take your phone number and call you, but I would like to get permission from Joey first, because I think you are kind of a Joey protege or whatever. You're with Joey. I'll get Joey. I'll contact you and see what we can all do together. But I appreciate all the good picks and all the things you've sent in. Yesterday, your Akron 1.5 in the first half was absolute gold. If you can, send something in. But, Rick, before we get to ours, let me release what Joey sent me earlier today.
Before we get to picks, let's go through a couple of these messages we got through our YouTube live chat. For those that don't know, we stream live on YouTube and Facebook every show. Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk and YouTube.com/Fifth Street Sports. So let's dive right in and see exactly what you guys are saying. So we got a couple messages in. Our first message is coming in from Daniel Wages. And he says, I've never been an NBA or Monday/Friday college basketball guy. Now I'm completely focused each day with Rick and Oklahoma Brian. MMA is straight fire. We got another couple messages from, name is Kevin Lockhart on YouTube, through our YouTube chat. And he's telling me, tell him to stop, Andrew. It's at -1 right now in the Man U PSG game. You know what? I have given up on telling Frank and Rick and Brian to stop, because I know secretly off mic, they are in fact soccer fans themselves. So, jokes on you guys. And then finally we got our Daniel Wages pick coming in. 823 Wyoming -2. The reverse line movement is perfect. And then 826 Washington State +3.5 for the first half.
Daniel, thank you very much. All right, folks, pay attention. Daniel Wages, 823 Wyoming -2. 1826, that would be Washington State +3.5 in the first half. And Joey Casano at joeycasano.com, been red hot too. He gave us Louisiana Tech. I'm trying to find the game number. He sent it to me early. Louisiana Tech, I think it's now. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're going to go. Joey Casano's in on 833, Louisiana Tech over Florida Atlantic. Right now it's currently -1. He gave it to me early. It was +1, but the show doesn't start till 1. He gave it to me 4 hours ago. So you have to suck it up a little bit. I don't think it's a factor. Daniel, thank you. Joey Casano, thank you very much. By the way, I hope Joey's on Monday. Now we get to Rick.
Okay.
NBA Rick.
Before I even go into my basketball, AAF, I was looking the other day. The AAF, I believe the unders are 13-3. Is that correct in the first 4 weeks?
Absolutely.
It's insane, and it doesn't matter really what they make the totals. What are the going totals now? Like about 42, 44?
36, 35,
It's
39.
in the 30s now?
40, yeah.
Wow. And they're still going under.
No problem.
It's crazy. And we were talking about this before the season even started. I think a couple of weeks before the season even started, we were saying, get on these unders and get on them big, and it's just amazing how it's 13-3 at this point. It's kind of like what our record, our going percentage is. The last few weeks is 13-3 would be what's that, like 75% or 78%. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, I just wanted, because you were the one who brought that up with Brian, and I just wanted to commend you on that. And I don't know at this point if you can keep going unders, because now we're in the 5th week. Totals are so low, and teams are their offenses are starting to get more tuned together. So maybe at some point start time to hit the overs. And I don't know if this is the week to start doing it, or maybe wait another week or so.
Gosh, every week, the last 2 weeks, I kind of been waiting for them to start scoring. But that running clock, now the weather, they dropping these totals into the mid-30s, even low 30s, 34.5 on one of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even get close. But 13-3. Remember when this league started, we said, folks, we're going under. I think Brian is the one that one time tried to do a genius over round robin. Thank you. But we've been preaching under. I'm going to continue to do it. Brian. I mean, Rick, just until they can prove me different. Because, it's better than 3-1 right now. It's actually 13-3. It's a little better than that. So one of these weeks, I know they're going to snap me off. I don't know, because they are getting better and the totals are getting lower. Eventually, it's gonna go. But for now, I'm going to try it again. Every week, I say, okay, I'm just waiting for my 1-3 or 0-4 and get hammered. But I'm not betting a lot. But it's just easy money.
And even if you do have that one horrible week, if you've been playing it from the beginning, okay, yeah, you're 13-3. Maybe this week will be 3-1, and you'll be 16-4. And then, the next week you're 0-4. Okay, that's horrible. You just went 0-4. But if you've been playing from the beginning, you'd still be 16-8 overall. So at that point, kind of, all right, I'm going to stop doing my.
That's enough. Thank you.
My system now. Yeah. So.
But it's weird with that running. Now you had a running clock. Teams that are not synchronized and bad weather. I mean, that is believe me, if you were on Martha Stewart, that would be the recipe for under.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine anything else for under. But we are in midway through this segment, Rick, and I'm sure that everybody is jonesing for your NBA right now, buddy.
All right, so all right, well, let's start off with college, because we were talking about college with you guys first, and I have a few college games I like tonight, and I think you'll agree with me on a couple of these. The first one is two of our teams that we've loved all year are playing each other tonight. This is a tough game, because you want to always seem to be on these two teams. It's game 785, 786, Penn State at Rutgers. Penn State's 1.5 on the road at Rutgers. Two of those teams that consistently play tough against the big boys in the Big Ten. Now they're playing each other. I think Rutgers wins here. I think Rutgers at home, senior night, they're gonna get the job done. The crowd's really been a factor this year in Rutgers home games. They're really into Rutgers basketball, and Rutgers, a home dog on senior night against Penn State, who we love playing, as especially like 7-8 point dogs at home against the Michigans of the world and the Wisconsins. But now they're going into Rutgers, really tough environment. I see Rutgers winning this game, getting 1.5. You could get a money line to say plus 105 or so, but maybe you can buy the 2 minus 15 or 2 minus 20. Rutgers, I think, is a really good play tonight. Remember, you got to figure these are all the last home games for these kids tonight. It's all going to be senior night, so you want to factor that into the handicapping. But that being said, the next game which I was going to give out is going against that theory, and that's game 787. LSU is playing at Florida. True pick'em game. While it is Florida's senior night, and I'm not sure how many seniors they currently have, LSU is such a much better team. They're just LSU is a team who clearly can make the Final Four. Florida, bubble team in the NCAA tournament. Will they get in? I think right now they're inside. They as long as they don't they win maybe a conference tournament game or two, they probably will get in. But LSU is a surefire 2-3 seed. I think LSU wins this game. Maybe Florida stays tough in the first half. Maybe even wins the first half. But I think, for the full 60 minutes, they're not going to be able to compete with LSU's size and strength and even perimeter shooting. So I'm going to go with game 787 LSU as my second college play. And the third college play, which I was looking at, is game 800 Creighton -5 at home against Providence. Their senior night, Creighton's going to take care of business here, I think, in a big way. Much better team than Providence. The line is low because of the Big East lines tend to never get too high. A lot of people think that teams are very similar, and they are. But Creighton here has a legitimate shot to win the conference tournament, I think, make the NCAA tournament, and make a run the NCAA tournament. They're that good. They just won at Marquette this past weekend, but if you've been watching them over the course of the last few weeks, they're really hitting their stride and playing tremendous basketball. So I think Creighton here wins this game by double digits going away. So that's my third college play. And that's pretty much all I have in college. Like I said, tonight's those conference tournaments, so you may want to throw a half unit, quarter unit in the unders, see how you do with the Horizon, Ohio Valley, and Northeast Conference. And a lot of these books don't even offer totals on these tournaments, so you have to have the right book that'll even offer a total to begin with. So you may want to consider playing first half unders too, because it tends to start off slow, which we didn't talk about earlier, but that's something else that you'd always do is play first half unders as well. So those are my college plays for tonight. And now I'm going to look at the NBA. We were discussing this earlier, but it's a big NBA card tonight. I think there's 10 games Wednesday night. We're going to Thursday. Thursday is always TNT night, so we only have 2 games tomorrow night. So always a big schedule on Wednesday nights. My first game that I like is game 527 Miami Heat, getting 3 points at Charlotte. These are 2 teams contending for 2 of those last 2 playoff spots in the East. There's basically 5 teams going for 2 spots, and these are 2 of them. I think the Heat are the better team than Charlotte right now. I think getting 3 points in this game is a huge factor. I kind of expect the Heat to win, but I foresee a real tight game the whole way through. And I would only want to be in the dog here, so I will take Miami at +3. You might be able to still get a 3.5 too out there if you look around. But that's my first play. That's the second play I'm going to give out in the NBA is game 534, Atlanta Hawks +5.5. Another game we might be able to get 6. I know it was 6 earlier everywhere. It's moved to 5.5 at most places, but you might be able to get a couple books lagging behind at 6. I think the Hawks win this game, actually. I like the money line here, +185, +190, maybe even a +200. San Antonio's been playing, had a nice win the other night against OKC, a shorthanded OKC team at home. Now they're going to Atlanta, who's really, been playing well of late with their young, group of players. And, they look forward to a game like this. I think this line's serious. I think it's a good 2 points too high. And I think they're underrating Atlanta, they're overrating San Antonio. So give me the Hawks +5.5 or +6, and the money line +200 or so. And then my last NBA play that I like is game 544, Sacramento +3.5 at home against Boston. This is just a line where I think the wrong team's favored here. Everyone's looking at what Boston did last night against Golden State. Okay, well, now Boston's back. They just destroyed Golden State at Golden State. We know Golden State's been having a lot of problems. a lot of injuries in and outs with Klay Thompson was out, and then Looney was out. Iguodala is always questionable. Livingston seems to be always questionable. And just Durant's not the same right now, and the team doesn't seem to be cohesive at all. So it wasn't as quality a win as you would think it would be, just on paper. Boston now has to travel back-to-back nights, going to Sacramento, playing a hungry Sacramento team who themselves are fighting for the playoffs in the West. I think Sacramento wins this game. I think 3.5 points is way too high. I think this game should be closer to a pick. So give me game 5-44, Sacramento plus 3.5. It's possible you can get a 4, but I don't think so. I think most likely you're only going to get a 3.5 here. So those are my 3 NBA plays, and I think it was 3 college plays, and of course the conference tournament unders. If you can, if your book offers it, you can get a small play on those 2.
So Andrew, can look back through the thing. So we got Rick's 6 plays. You got 3 NBA, 3 college. Joey Casano's in on 1. He's in on Louisiana Tech, +1, -1. It's in that pick'em area. Then we had Daniel Wages. He had, what was his game numbers again? He had Washington.
He had 823 Wyoming, and then 826 Washington State.
Okay, 823 Wyoming. Let me look at
the Washington State play was plus 3.5 for the first half.
What
and
did
the Wyoming play
did
is
he give out a
-2.
game number on that, Andrew?
826 for Washington State.
826. Okay, so we got Daniel Wages first half, 826. All right, folks. So when we come back, we've got all these in the thing.
Brian just typed me a play too, so we'll give that when they come back too.
Oh, folks, stay tuned too. Be back. We got to take a timeout. When we come back, Oklahoma Brian. I don't know what he does on Wednesday. He's always playing hooky on us. He just sent in a play. I know. See, if he sends in a play, he gets paid. He's on the payroll. If he doesn't send in a play, we don't know if he's day drinking or whatever, but he just sent in a play. Back in 3 minutes.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Folks, we're back live, 5th Street Sports. Florida Rick, my co-host, Frank Perez here. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We only got a couple minutes. We got to do a quick wrap-up, and Rick has just told me that Oklahoma Brian is in with 2 plays. Rick, what are they?
Okay, so Brian sent in 2 plays in college basketball tonight. He likes game 8-10, Baylor, -9 at home on senior night against Oklahoma State, a team he's faded all year. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And then he also likes game 8-15, Ohio State +1 at Northwestern. He just likes fading Northwestern, thinks they're an atrocious team, and the fact that he's getting Ohio State here is what he says is a much better team. Getting a point, he likes the value there. So those are his 2 plays.
All right, folks, I'm going to try to go with this really quick, so just in case I can recap this really quick. You just heard Oklahoma Brian's 2 picks. All right, here we go. Joey Casano, 833, Louisiana Tech. Daniel Wages, he likes Wyoming -2. I think that's game 8. I forgot what game it is. Wyoming -2 in the full game. And Washington State +3.5 in the first half. That is Daniel Wages. Now we go, because these guys are really good. Folks, they're the real deal. JoeyCasano.com. Daniel Wages is one of his students, pupils, whatever he has. He's taught him well, whatever he's learned. He's doing great. 544. This is Rick's. 3 NBA, 3 college. Rick, you got Miami, the Miami Heat +3. 534. Atlanta Hawks +5.5. 544. Sacramento +3.5. Here's your college. 786. Rutgers +1.5. 787. LSU pick. And a game 800. Creighton -5. Folks, it's a lot of plays, but it's four to 5 different really, really good, sharp people. We've been doing very well. I recommend you play them. We do have a few, Rick, is it amazing, Rick, that we actually have 2 different people now that are actually coming on our show saying that they're getting stiffed by bookmakers?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot more out there that we just don't even know about. So, I'm sure we're getting a lot more messages in the coming days about the same problems.
Rick, thank you very much in studio. Rick from Florida. Folks, we're doing well. We appreciate you, and we thank you for listening. We are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Stay with us. Monday, we got Joey Casano. I think tomorrow we might have Chip in the house. Friday, got to put up with all 3. Got to thank you, and we'll see you and listen to us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
A former Air Force fighter pilot turned Republican U.S.